right? Heartland of Nebraska Windows is locally and family owned with their own team of installers. Give the window experts at Heartland of Nebraska Windows a call today at 402-430-3852 or visit them online at heartlandofnebraskawindows.com. Elevate your home or business with the help of Heartland of Nebraska Windows today.
Hello, Husker fans. Stop into Zollner Ford of Beatrice for all your automotive needs. Whether new or used, car, truck, crossover, SUV, or EV, we've got them. Shop our ever-changing specials at ZollnerofBeatrice.com or give us a call today and go Big Red. We are Zollner Ford of Beatrice, Nebraska's volume dealer with the hometown service you expect.
What do you look for when searching for a plumbing company? Integrity? Positive customer reviews? Are they insured and fully licensed? How about a company that has all three? Deals Plumbing in Lincoln is your go-to certified plumbing company that can help you fix anything from leaks to clogs, water heaters, and more. Give Deals Plumbing a call today at 402-525-7311, or you can visit Deals Plumbing online at dealsplumbing.com. Big news, Nebraska. Love Omaha is now Love Nebraska. This is more than just a new name. It's a tribute to what Nebraska represents in the world of volleyball. It's still the same team with the same mission, led by players you know and love. Now backed by a new ownership group led by Jordan Larson. As Love Nebraska, they're entering an exciting new chapter, pushing for a championship title in 2026 and building new opportunities for the next generation of players across the state. They want you with them. Let's show the world how Nebraska plays volleyball. Join the movement at lovneb.com and sign up to become a Love Nebraska Insider today.
MHC isn't a new company, just a new name. Moe's Moving is now Moe's Home and Commercial. Whether moving across town or across the state, MHC Moving has you covered, specializing in home, apartment, assisted, and independent living moves. MHC can handle your commercial moves as well. MHC Moving has zero hidden fees. You'll never pay for same-day booking or be charged for stairs, heavy items, or elevator fees. Rates are the same Monday through Saturday, and you will never pay a truck or fuel surcharge. And they offer payment plans through PayPal. Call MHC Moving today at 402-853-7167 or go to mhcmoving.com.
Are you tired of living in pain? At Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery, they make it simple. From head to toe, spine to extremities, they've got you covered. Their multi-specialty team of experts in orthopedic surgery, plastic surgery, podiatry, physical therapy, and occupational therapy all work under one roof to get you back to living life pain-free. Don't wait another day. Visit prairie-ortho.com today or call them at 402-489-4700. Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery, where healing begins.
Imagine starting your day with a computer glitch that leaves you feeling stuck, frustrated, and unable to get your work done. You have 1,000,001 things to get done today, and waiting for the tech issue to solve itself isn't one of them. It's time to let Hamilton handle the tech so you don't have to. We help businesses across the state spend more time on what they do best and less time frustrated with office technology. As the official business IT partner of the Huskers, we're focused on providing custom solutions that set you up for success now and in the future. Connect with us today at HamiltonIsBusiness.com.
Welcome to The Drive with Aaron Davis and Nick Sainert. Former football national champion, speaker, and author Aaron Davis.
Pain is a teacher if you use it. And the lessons in the carnage of pain sometimes are elusive. They hide, they're stealth. The work is finding the lessons through the pain. There's always a message in the mess. Depends on if we want to get dirty and look for it.
Nick Sainert.
Driving left side is Boyer, picks up his dribble, looking for some help, decides to go up strong with it, and the layup will rattle home. Jack Riley picks the pocket of BJ Bradford up the floor to Jack Hostrider. Watch out! Mafisi in the lane, kicks it out. 3-ball, Townsley, right wing, it's good!
Sponsored by Doors Plus on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, folks, it is finally Friday and a Victory Friday. I know there's a lot of emotions on how that victory was done, but at the end of the day, it was done. And so we got a guest to kick things off, but after we get our guest in and hear about the awesome things that will be going on tomorrow night at the complex, there is boxing, ding, 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 in the city. There was a fight last night at Arrowhead. Nick, it's good to see you in the house, man.
Good morning, guys.
You got in the house, 4 hours ago?
Yeah, just a little over four hours ago. So made the trek back from Arrowhead in the wee hours of the night. Pulled into my garage at 3:55 a.m. And so I think my head hit the pillow by 4:05, and I don't even remember what happened after that.
Nick, let me ask you this: being up and have to be dialed in, obviously driving.
Here we are.
Were you able to get to sleep right away, or would it take a little bit?
Oh yeah, it was almost to the point. This is gonna sound real bad. I don't remember much of the drive on the way home, just because like you guys understand how it is. You just sit there and you just start cruising, and you're just focused on that white line, stay inside those white lines, and you're just good to go. You set that cruise control, and you just zoom.
Man, I was kind of worried about you last night, man, because you were literally sending pictures at midnight from the press box. At
it was like 12:15, and I was like, "Well, here's the parking lots." And that was the nice thing about being up in the press box. So the camps in Arrowhead, it's on the 9th floor, and so you're up there a ways, and so you can see on each side the situations of the parking lots. So you can see if cars are getting out at a pretty smooth clip, and they weren't. But I was like, you know what? At some point, we're gonna have to just bite the bullet. So
make the move. Were you one of the last ones in the press box?
Oh no. I was probably one of the first ones to leave. But not ever. I mean, I think I was one of 2 media members that were making the drive back last night.
Did Sip come back last night?
No. Everybody in their right minds did not come back last night.
See, this shows commitment by Swim. I mean, the dude is, covering the game. Left 9:30 yesterday morning. Gets back at 3:55
yeah,
this
basically
morning.
4 a.m. Yeah.
Yeah. So he did the thing, brother. I'm glad you're back. Like I said,
Thanks.
we're going to talk a lot more about that. Get your takes. Get the we got our guest Clyde Johnson out. So we'll get you in 1 second. Kind of the rundown of the day. 9:30. We're going to talk about Nick's night, is what we're going to call that segment. Nick's night. Just overall, getting down there, the Blur event, obviously Hitch Take from the view up above. Husker Nation basically just took over Arrowhead. There was a lot of festivities took place there. It seemed like every place on social media from somebody from Nebraska was at that game, or you knew somebody that was at that game. There's more pictures popping up this morning. Many of you were at that game last night or watched it closely like we did. It was way past my bedtime, so I was on the struggle bus trying to keep the eyes open. But the game definitely kept the eyes open. So we'll discuss that. And 10 o'clock, obviously, all Husker football. Strengths, weaknesses, key takeaways. We'll grade each facet of the game and get your input on that as well. Towards the end with time, we'll also talk about the blockbuster deal that took place with the Dallas Cowboys, the Green Bay Packers. Micah Parsons is gone. I hope Dallas is not gone, like literally not gone, because on social media, they were going absolutely ballistic.
In the same year, they have separate ownership, obviously, but they have traded Luka Doncic and Micah Parsons, in respect to their games, Micah Parsons in the NFL and Luka Doncic in the NBA, 2 of the best younger players in the entire league, dealt out of Dallas. Man, for blockbuster deals. Folks, we got this is our regular radio family. Clyde Johnson in the house. What's up, little bro? How you doing, man?
Appreciate it. How you doing, AD?
Clyde, so I was texting Clyde last night, and he sent me a text, and I think I responded about 10:30 or something, because I was just kind of keeping my head, trying to focus and stay up. My head was getting heavy, and I said, good and well, we up too late. He goes, man, you ain't lying. Because he's an early riser. Both our clocks are about 3:45, and so both of us are, in bed usually way before that time for the most part.
Sleep by 9 at the latest.
By 9.
At the latest.
And see, Clyde, I know my cutoff, if I want to, get up and still feel good, it can't be any later than 10:30. Well, I was up 2 hours past 10:30 last night, just trying to get to sleep. But Clyde, man, welcome to be back this morning, man.
Appreciate it. I appreciate you guys having me here. It's always a pleasure to come and be a part of this show, regardless of the other venues I get to visit, podcasts and other radio shows. This is always my favorite one to visit.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
Clyde, what is your record right now, my man?
Yeah, I'm undefeated. I currently 3 bouts in and still undefeated. This will be our 4th one tomorrow. It's weird to say that it's been weeks away and days away, and now it's tomorrow night. And we're looking forward to it at the complex.
Clyde, you go into this fight, your last fight, you were still, first of all, you put short work of that dude. That fight lasted how long?
Minute 56 seconds.
Yeah, I was like, it was fast. My man took a knee, not Clyde. The dude took a knee. I was like, that's done.
Yeah.
This fight is over. So this one right here, you got a guy you're fighting, Noah Kidd, right? Noah Kidd out of St. Louis.
Out of St. Louis.
How did it feel training this time compared to the last time, but training healthy this time, no injuries?
There go the key, AD. This time going into training camp, it wasn't a bunch of rehab that needed to be done. We just focused on skill work conditioning. We actually brought in a young strength and conditioning coach, a young lady by the name of Cassie, who modified our conditioning portion. And that took us to a completely different level because we had trained prior 6 rounds, 7 rounds maybe. They had to start pulling me out of there around the 8th and 9th round, saying, hey, look, no need to keep going.
Right.
Because my conditioning is so well, and because my body's healthy, it's allowed me to spar more rounds. It's allowed me to run more miles. It's allowed me to continue to swim and strength train the proper way. So coming off that injury, getting that knockout and kind of getting that rust off, we're now prepared for the distance if necessary.
Yeah. How much are you weighing right now?
I weigh 190 pounds.
Because you look
even
cut
this morning.
and just ready to hit somebody, man.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, man. I'm just glad you're not going to hit me.
No, don't worry about it.
Yeah, me too.
It would just be like the motion. I'd be like, yeah, I'm done, bro.
Yeah.
Oh.
Where are you going to go?
Yeah. And I can't move anyway.
That's what I'm saying.
As far as that goes. So tell us about Noah Kidd. What are his strengths? What are his weaknesses or perceived weaknesses, perceived strengths? What are some of the things to look for with him tomorrow?
Yeah, this is a guy who's been around the block a handful of times. He's coming into his 28th fight. He's been on a big stage on some undercards. In fact, he was on the undercard of Crawford Khan 3 years ago. And he's a guy full of heart, full of pride. His style is to be aggressive and come forward. And I'm hoping that's what he brings because that falls right into my wheelhouse.
Right.
I would love it if you're the aggressor and come forward. But with that being said, he seems to be endurance. He seemed to have a few traps he can set to where if you're not as savvy or if you have not had as many rounds, you can find yourself in a long night.
Yeah, and just and taking some hits.
Because
from what you're saying, it seems like he baits you a little bit.
Yeah, he absolutely does. Yep. He has a awkward rhythm. You know, it isn't traditional rhythm to where it's kind of back and forth, pity pat. But like I said, his style falls perfectly into my strengths as far as being a counter puncher and being able to see punches coming and be able to defend myself at a high level so that I can land the right shots. I'm not necessarily looking to land a ton of shots, but I'm going to land the right ones. Yes,
Precision.
Absolutely.
With a guy like this with 27 bouts under his belt, what is his overall record?
His overall record, I think he's about 500 actually.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
So he's a guy who's taking some chances.
Yeah.
And then the guys that he are lined up against to where it's either even or he's supposed to win, he take care of it.
You know, he's coming in at weighing about how much? I know it's got to be similar.
About similar weight. Yep.
About 195 as well.
Yeah,
190.
we'll find out tonight. The official weigh-ins are tonight at the complex at 3:00.
Now, Clyde, I know that each division seems to be a little different at times. What is the max? What is the max he can weigh?
The max is 199.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. So he's got to be under that 199 mark. Okay.
Yep.
And
Cruiserweight.
You're sitting right now. You said 190?
Yep, at 190.
So sitting right there. Okay. So you mentioned you guys brought in a trainer, you know, the swimming, and you weren't going to 8 or 9 rounds like, you know, before, because eventually you don't want to overtrain.
Yep, correct.
First of all. And then you get that. It's just like anything. Once you've done it enough, it starts hitting that point of diminishing returns. You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, we've got our work in. And it's like Nick said with Nebraska, the hay's in the barn.
Yep.
We're done. We're ready to go. What's your day going to be like tomorrow? Because that's a long day, because you figure, man, you probably won't hit the ring until about 10:30, between 10:30 and 11 o'clock tomorrow night.
Absolutely.
So to give us what, like a day, like from even like what you're going to be doing, meals, what time you're going to go to bed. So what's the rest of the day look like for you?
I would like to thank the University of Nebraska Lincoln football team, first of all, last night, because they kept me up. They kept me up last night.
Yeah.
Those guys played their heart out and kept me up. So congratulations to those guys, and thank you for keeping me up. So then I'll do the same thing tonight. So now I'm prepping my body and stand up later, preparing for Saturday
Because you
night.
know you got a later night. That's right.
Yep. So then normally, like I said, I'm asleep by 9. But now I'm prepping my body the next 2 days to stay up later. But a Saturday kicks off as usual. I'll enjoy the morning with my 2 little ones, Kennedy and Kyrie. We got the same tradition every Saturday morning. My chef gets up, Dominique, my wife that is, she gets up.
Like boxing's been good.
Yeah. She prepares those Belgian waffles, scrambled eggs, and turkey bacon for me as usual.
Oh man.
And then now this time of year, I actually get to tune into some college game day.
100%.
You know, I'll tune into that. I'll watch a little college football. There's a noon smoothie that she makes from fresh fruit with some protein in it that I'll have around noon. We'll all fall asleep about noon to 2. By that time, now I'm itching to get to the gym.
Yeah.
I'll go downstairs to the basement. I'll pack my bags and get everything ready for the night. By that time, you have to go in and see the doctor for final physicals to get.
I know you did that.
You have to.
So what are they checking in your final physical?
Vision, your teeth, your jawline, just overall heart rate, blood pressure type of thing. You have to be able to pass those things in order to compete.
Oh wow, I did not realize that.
Yeah, so a lot of amateurs get those tests done also, and you see a lot of guys that say we gotta get your blood pressure down some.
Because you're already hyped up.
Yeah, you can look at your opponent and know he's nervous then. Nervous. Yeah. So at that point, but around that point, then you make your way to the locker room. And because there's such talented fights ahead of me, I get to watch, Jack. I get to watch, Matavo. You get to watch guys like, who else? Jerome's on the card. And then, of course, we have some from within our stable that are on the card as well. But that's the main thing, being able to watch those individuals get in there and get after it makes the night kind of go by a little faster.
Absolutely. And kind of just stay in the zone and a rhythm while you're watching them and just kind of think, what would I do in this situation? I get just obviously different fighters, etc.
Yep.
But you can still do that. So you got that. And then undercard fights, I'm looking right here. You mentioned you guys got about 5 or 6 undercard, 9 undercard fights tomorrow.
Yeah, Ali's coming down from Omaha also. Ali used to live here in Lincoln. He now lives up in Omaha and trains out of B&B. He's going for, I believe, 7-0, probably 5 knockouts. He's another one on the card that's electrifying. Along with, we have Allen also out of B&B. He'll be on the card as well. I know I'm forgetting some names. I'm trying to picture the poster, but it is a stacked card. Yep. Georgina will fight on the card, and she's electrifying herself. She's a crowd favorite.
Yeah.
And she'll fight on the card also.
Absolutely. Yeah, she beat the smoke out of somebody the last fight, didn't she?
Yeah, she's known for that.
Yeah. She didn't take any. She didn't pull no punches. That was for sure.
Absolutely.
Pun intended.
Yeah.
Well, the doors open at 6 at the complex tomorrow, right there off of Cornhusker Highway. It's Cornhusker Highway. The old, what was that old Funplex?
Champions Fun Center.
Champions Fun Center.
I never went there, but
yeah, the old Champions Fun Center right there on Cornhusker Highway. There's 9 undercard fights. The doors open at 6. The first fight at 7. Clyde is going to be going against Noah Kidd from St. Louis. That'll start off between 10:30 and 11. Will you have it online available too for the pay-per-view?
If you go to Facebook and you pull up the complex Lincoln, you'll be able to find the online information for the last handful of tickets that are left. And then also
tickets still available.
Yeah, there are some tickets still available. They won't be after 6 p.m. tonight. I guarantee you the rest of them will sell out.
Quick.
They always sell out. But you'll also be able to find the pay-per-view link as well.
Absolutely.
If you want to just stay cozy at home.
That's where I watched it from the last time, man. And like I said, I'm glad I didn't go up and go to the bathroom because the fight wasn't over, man. I was like, when I seen that dude take a knee, I was like, I don't think he praying, dog.
Yeah. He just got caught with a good shot.
Praying to be over.
Yeah.
for it to be over.
He got caught with a good shot.
Because you gave him a shot. And it was like, he was just like, I'm done.
Yeah. He was just, it was just perfect timing. We had worked that particular shot over and over, and he ran right into it.
You caught him too.
Yeah.
You caught him. He was from Chicago, wasn't he?
He was from, I believe, the St. Louis area also.
Yeah. Okay.
Another one from down in that area.
Gave him a shot. Folks, Clyde Johnson.
Clyde just starting to pick him off from St. Louis.
Yeah.
Just trying to go all the way to St. Louis.
Better not see Kenny Will hide the ring.
Yeah.
Stop beating up my
Kenny's
people.
like, I'm not from St. Louis.
I'm from Raytown.
Yeah.
Tomorrow
I'm from
night,
the suburbs.
The suburbs. Yeah. Doors open at 6 p.m. First fights at 7 p.m. 9 undercards again. We got Clyde Johnson going against Noah Kidd tomorrow night, starting about 10:30, give or take when he hits the ring. It's at the Complex. If you go to Facebook and type in the Complex Lincoln, there are tickets still available. They will not be available, I'm sure, after 6 p.m. tonight. But you can also go to the Complex Lincoln on Facebook and see the link to live stream that as well for pay-per-view. Clyde, little bro, good luck.
I appreciate
it. Take care of your business, man.
Appreciate it.
Absolutely, bro, as always. Folks, we'll be back and hear more about Nick's night at Arrowhead Stadium. It's The Drive, 93.7 Ticket.
Saturday. Eagle Raceway is open for a full season of dirt track racing action every Saturday night. Don't miss the epic battles on the high banks of Eagle Raceway each Saturday between the Nebraska Septic Sprint Cars, Nebraska Lottery Modifieds, Avid Realty Sport Mods, Valentino's Hobby Stocks, and A1 Iron Stock Cars. Let's go racing. Eagle Raceway, just 10 miles east of Lincoln on O Street. Check out the full schedule at eagleraceway.com. Feeling off lately? Struggling with your mental well-being can make everyday life harder, and it can also increase the risk of substance use. Early support can make a big difference. Visit myhealthymind.crediblemmind.com and take the free mental health check-in assessment. In just a few minutes, you'll get non-judgmental feedback, local resources, and next steps to help you feel more in control and supported. This message is funded in part by the CDC OD2A grant.
Mike, the insurance company wants us to replace the roof.
Wait, what? I thought everything was fine.
Yeah, it says right here our roof is too old and they won't be able to cover us anymore.
I guess it is 15 years old. Hi, I'm Austin with Roofing Service Company. We help homeowners with their roofing and siding projects. Financing options are available, and we can get you under a new roof no time at all. If this sounds like you, visit roofingservicecompany.com. That is roofingservicecompany.com.
Anybody know a good electrician to call? Here's a suggestion. Just call Bryant. The Lincoln company you've trusted for over 70 years with air conditioning, heating, and plumbing is also the company to call for an experienced, licensed electrician to change a light fixture, install a fan, upgrade your electrical panel, or solve any electrical problem. Call 467-1111 for a free estimate or schedule an appointment. Also schedule online at BryantLincoln.com. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. Whatever it takes.
Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstorats.com for amazing offers. And if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Call Bats to Rats today at 402-781-8691. That's 402-781-8691. Bats to Rats.
M-Suits Clothiers, Lincoln's favorite men's store, is having their end-of-season clearance sale. End-of-season clearance is going on now with up to 75% off. Stop in now for the best selection on polos, sport shirts, suits, sport coats, dress pants, and dress shirts. Suits as low as $299, sport coats starting at $199, dress shirts as low as $69, and polos starting at $49. M-Suits Clothiers is located 1 block south of 56th and Pine Lake Road. M-Suits Clothiers, your menswear store.
I can't believe I just scratched that car. Find my insurance card.
Dude, what do you have in this glove box? Ew, are these socks dirty?
Oh, forget about the socks. I need my insurance card.
Just pull it up on the State Farm mobile app.
But I can do that? Oh, hey, I can do that.
Yep, it's called service.
I can file a claim on here too?
Yeah, it's called service.
Whoa, I can call my agent too?
It's called service.
Call your local State Farm agent, Vinny Krikak, today at 402-474-1173.
Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstorats.com for amazing offers. And if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Call Bats to Rats today at 402-781-8691. That's 402-781-8691. Bats to Rats.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
The Lincoln forecast for today, patchy fog this morning. Otherwise, we'll see partly sunny skies with light wind. An afternoon high around 82. Tonight, a slight chance of showers and storms. Otherwise, partly cloudy skies, a low around 63. And tomorrow, showers and thunderstorms likely throughout the day. The high near 76. I'm meteorologist Kyle Fletcher for 93.7 The Ticket. TicketFM.com.
Ready to score big with your projects? Look no further than Edward Stone, the MVP of natural stone for over 2 decades. Edward Stone is cranking out over 30,000 square feet every week and offers a winning lineup of over 70 quality natural veneer stone selections. Their unbeatable variety and experienced team will ensure your project is a success, whether it's a home renovation or a commercial build. And hey, they're not just about stone. They've got an all-star lineup of fireplaces, cast stone, brick, and much more. Swing by one of their locations in Lincoln or Omaha today and experience the Edward Stone difference, your reliable choice for over 20 years.
Boxing is back this Saturday with no nonsense at the Complex. The Midwest's best professional boxers will display their best performances with hometown favorites Clyde Godzilla Johnson and Jack Lawless Frericks among the boxers. Get your tickets at thecomplexlincoln.com, where you can live stream the event as well. Doors open at 6 p.m. with first bout at 7 p.m. this Saturday, August 30th at the Complex at 1555 Yolanda Avenue.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills Global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Since 1983, Fast Mike's Roll-Offs have been a trusted and reliable company in Lincoln and the surrounding areas. Fast Mike's handles all sides of construction projects, home renovations, or big cleanouts. With the perfect size dumpster to fit your needs, Fast Mike's Roll-Offs will haul it all. With same-day delivery in Lincoln, affordable rates, and top-notch service, Fast Mike's Roll-Offs make cleanup quick and easy. Call now at 402-450-6828 or visit us online at fastmikesrolloffs.com. Book your dumpster today. Fast Mike's Roll-Offs, cleanup made simple.
Now back to The Drive with Aaron Davis and Nick Sainert, sponsored by Doors Plus on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, folks, we're back on this fantastic Friday, winning Friday. I almost said Saturday. Winning Friday. This segment is brought to you by Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services. Jack has been a well-respected rep since 1999. You can help protect your home, your vehicle, your family, or even your future. Give Jack a call today at 402-421-9100 or visit one of his 2 locations in Lincoln or Seward and learn how Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services can help you. Want to give a big shout out again to Clyde Johnson for coming in. Appreciate Clyde, and good luck to him tomorrow night. Again, that is at the Complex. You can look that up on the Facebook, the Complex Lincoln. You get the online stream where you can purchase tickets. Those tickets will go fast. I'd be shocked, as he mentioned, if they were not gone by 6 o'clock tonight. So if you want some entertainment tomorrow, amongst all the football games, definitely check out the Complex Lincoln.
AD, how about this? So on the text line, 402-464-5685, One-Eyed Ray says, I actually passed Nick last night on the way back from Kansas City. How about that? One-Eyed Ray was on the interstate. We were sharing the road, driving back from Kansas City.
We saw the van.
In the wee hours of the evening, wee hours of the morning. I stopped at that gas station. I made one stop last night. I didn't actually... I was concerned. I thought about pulling your method about the 5-hour energy. I was like, you know what? I've never had one. I remember AD. I remember when you had to drive back late at night.
Raph peeped me out to those.
Yeah, right. And you said you were like 5-hour energies work. I was contemplating stopping at gas stations along the way and grabbing something.
Mm-hmm.
I had the honest truth. Here's the honest truth. So at Arrowhead, the NFL folks, they do it, I mean, ridiculous for the media. And I can't thank, I mean, the hospitality was incredible.
Mm-hmm.
But AD, so they gave us they offered us like a pregame buffet. It was a pregame buffet that had, I mean, it was like short ribs. And I mean, it was decked out pregame. And so we ate before the game, or I ate before the game. Halftime comes around and they bring out fried chicken. They bring out chicken strips. They brought out hot dogs. And I was like, this is incredible. And they brought out like a full dessert bar at the end of the third quarter. I mean, it was insane. But what they had the entire game was a self-serve candy dispenser. And so it was literally it was in this little area up on the 9th floor in the press box to where it was like M&M's self-serve, Skittles self-serve, Sour Patch Kids. There were a couple of other candy. There was like 5 or 6 different options. And you just go over there, you twist the dial as much as you want. You just,
handful.
And that's all it is. Oh, and then they also had like individual boxes of popcorn. And so I, in full transparency, ended up taking some like Skittles and a couple boxes of popcorn because I was like, I'm just gonna snack on these on the road.
Right. Keep your mouth open.
And do something. And I never needed to stop for caffeine. Well, I stopped for gas.
Right.
And man, that going into Nebraska City, that gas station that everybody knows,
beacon of light.
It was a beacon of light, number one, because you get off I-29, you're like, all right, you're on the home stretch.
Right.
But then it was filled with Husker fans, and I pull up and it was the conversation of I got asked by a couple people, "Where's Jake? Why isn't Jake with you?" And I was like, "Well, that lucky bleepity bleep got to stay in Kansas City, and I had to drive back." No, I'm kidding, but it was a good time. So yeah, shout out to One Eyed Ray for passing me on the interstate. I set that cruise at 70, or I was like, so the speed limit's 70. Set that baby at 76, and I was like, I have no worries in the world.
And just roll.
Just keep me in those 2 lanes, and I'm on the home stretch.
I keep yawning right now, Nick. I'm glad you made it back. And you know what? It's if you were to take that 5-hour drink, you wouldn't want to take it the moment you left.
Well,
you know what I'm saying? Because if you would have taken
about.
it like halfway, well, then you would have been like up, because you don't feel jittery after that. Because Rav told me there's no jitters in it like that. But you would have been up when you got home. You still would have been up. It would have been a while. So you did the right thing by just chomping on some snacks.
I was like, I just got to figure out a way just to grind it out. I just did not the worst thing. I got a busy day today, and it's a good thing, right? Like high school football starts tonight.
Yes,
like we're turning the page. Here we go. It's officially football season, and Jay and I will have the call of Lincoln Southwest and North Star later on this evening. But it's like, once again, the thing I did not want to have happen was me to consume one of those energy drinks or a ton of caffeine right up to it, and then get home and like catch a second wind. And I was like, I do not want that to happen. So figured out a way to grind it out. And here we are. I'm glad. It sounds like a lot of Husker fans slowly making the drive back home this morning. And there's going to be happy travels back to Lincoln.
Absolutely. Chad in Kyle, Texas. What's up, Chad? He goes, AD, you was talking about staying up past your bedtime. By the time I went to sleep this morning, I was up for 23 hours straight.
Ooh.
Oh my goodness. Chad and Kyle, Texas, brother, get some rest today. To Husker Nation, get some rest today. Nick, it was a interesting night for you, being there, seeing it in the presser. First of all, great pictures you sent, man. So appreciate those. Those were awesome. The fireworks in the background.
Oh yeah, those were cool.
What was the crowd like when you put like obviously the Blur party? And also, I'm gonna give this, man, big shout out to obviously Jay Foreman.
Yeah.
Also Adam Carricker, obviously Jake, yourself, and Bach. That handled things down there. Big shout out to DP and Orman that was rocking the mic last night.
How did it go? Yeah, exactly.
And so I was trying to literally I was in bed listening to those guys falling asleep. I was like, I gotta get to bed.
Sure.
I'm not saying those guys put me to sleep by any stretch of the imagination, but they had a great job. That was a late night. I'm not sure what time they got out. I think the last time I looked at my clock, it was 12:40.
So Austin,
I think they were still on.
Austin and I were talking. So I believe they got done a little after 1 a.m.
Yeah.
They turned it off a little after 1 a.m., which is 2 hours after kick or 2 hours after the conclusion of the game. So
yeah, big shout out to Austin and DP for holding it down until the wee hours of the morning.
Hopefully they're still sleeping a little bit.
Yeah, hopefully they're getting some rest, or at least just laying around and just kind of getting themselves ready for the day. Nick, like I said, the Blur party, I heard that you told me it was packed out.
Dude, I mean, it was incredible. If there's anybody that has never been to a Blur tailgate, you have to make your way there this year at some point. And they sell tickets obviously for every Husker home game. Nobody does a tailgate party or a pregame festivity situation like Blur events. They are spectacular, and they're growing dramatically week by week, month by month, year by year. And so I mean they've been sent down to Tennessee for football games. They've worked with SEC football. They've worked obviously with Nebraska with the College World Series. I mean they know how to put on a party and a celebration. And there were thousands, and I do not mean that dramatically. There were thousands of tickets sold yesterday, thousands of Husker fans in the concourse of Kauffman Stadium. You don't get to be the coolest part of this entire thing, AD, and I know a lot of people aren't big baseball people, and that's fine. You don't get to see an empty MLB stadium very often. And when you get to see the perfectly manicured, curated field of Kauffman Stadium, and they have the fountains rolling in the background and things like that. Number one, it's beautiful. Number two, it was an awesome experience for the fans that showed up, because they could stand in the shaded area of the concourse. They could stand in maybe the brighter spots out there right by the gates and play cornhole and play other yard games and stuff. But then if you wanted to, they had a section of Kauffman Stadium seating open.
Oh, wow.
And so you look down like behind where we were broadcasting, and there's just Husker fans sitting in rows of Kauffman Stadium with an empty MLB stadium. They're drinking some beers. They're getting ready for the game. And they're just in an empty MLB stadium. Like the spectacle was so awesome. And it's just something you don't get to see very often. It was a really, really cool thing. And it's affordable. It was $30 to get in yesterday.
Oh, that's not bad.
That's what it was for the tailgate.
How much is it back here in town?
Something similar, but
they have that type of ambiance.
There's different rules that are involved with when they do it here versus at Kauffman Stadium. But what I was going to say is, $30 got you in the door. You had a place to be from 3:30 p.m. in the afternoon to whenever you wanted to go into the game, and you could just chill. And it was right across the street. It is they know how to put on a party and a celebration, and shout out to them at Blur Events. Man.
Absolutely, Blur Events. Like you said, the hospitality that was there at Arrowhead. Shout out to them. That obviously the takeover of Arrowhead. Nick, the audience, the noise seemed to be a factor last night. Of course, folks, unless you don't live on the planet and you're a Nebraska fan, the final score was 20-17 Nebraska. Obviously, for the rest of the show, we're going to dive into all of this. Nebraska took care of business, and I mean take care of business. They won the game 20-17.
Yeah.
So they got to win. And I'm just going to say this before I go to you. I just want you to think about this, folks. Compared to how you feel right now, there's a myriad of opinions. And believe me, on social media and phones blown up last night and this morning, et cetera. Myriad of opinions. Mine has not changed a bit, Nick.
Yeah.
My score, I thought they'd win by 17. Well, they kept them to 17. We just didn't quite hit the 34 part. But I remember I said I wanted to see them struggle. I wanted to see adversity. And they definitely saw that last night. However, Nebraska is 5-24 in 1-point games since 2018. 5-24. So
in one score game.
One score game.
Yes.
Yeah, one score games. Yeah, one score, not 1 point. One score games. So for them to pull that out, and I'm going to be honest, when they came down and scored, when Cincinnati did, and had that long march, 3-minute and 21 drive, whatever it was, I'm thinking in my head, here we go again.
Yeah.
Because we've seen this movie so many times before. Nick, you've seen that so many times before, stories above the stadium, like, here we go again. They were able to pull it out. Before we dive into more than that, though, Nick, tell me about how the audience, you think the crowd played a factor in that, because there were some penalties that the Bearcats severed as a result of the crowd noise.
Well, you'll remember earlier this week, Scott Satterfield, Cincinnati's head coach, had mentioned, and he was asked about, okay, what do you think the atmosphere is going to be like? And he's like, look, it's a neutral site game. I don't expect it to be that big of a deal. Well, if you were trying to wake the monster, then you did. Congratulations, because Nebraska fans showed up, which is no surprise, right? Mm-hmm. The stadium was packed. I mean, it was so cool to see that state. I mean, it's a beautiful spot to watch a game, and although the area around it really stinks, I mean, it's a beautiful stadium. Both of them, Kauffman and Arrowhead. And it's a little Husker fans. If you're listening, let me know how you felt about being able to get around and maneuver around the stadium. I got lost a couple of times. I didn't know which elevators to use. And so let us know, from the fans' perspective, whether or not you guys enjoyed being there. Their wall of honor, their section where they have all the Lombardi trophies and all the awards and everything there was super cool. But yeah, you're absolutely right. Nebraska fans showed up and in no surprise took over Arrowhead Stadium and took over Kansas City. AD, I don't know if you heard me on the pregame show with Jake. I was telling everybody that gates to the parking lots weren't supposed to open until 3:30. Did you hear this at all?
No, I didn't.
So gates weren't supposed to open until 3:30 to the parking lot. Husker fans started showing up at about 2:00 to get in line to tailgate. Well, here's the problem: is that there was the entrances to the parking lot. Well, Husker fans started to line up their vehicles single file just to get into the parking lots. They opened up their tailgates and they started tailgating in line to the parking lot. Well, so they started. Awesome. It started to have such a long line that then it backed up onto the highway. It was backing up onto the highway, and so the officials, the parking lot officials, were like, "We have to open up the gates." So they ended up opening them up at like 2:55 or 3:00 in the afternoon, 35 minutes before they were scheduled to open, because Husker fans just showed up and they were there.
That type of fan dedication it just blows me away. Ceresco Joe, you're exactly right, because I felt the same way. Ceresco Joe, he goes, the crowd sounded so loud on TV. Definitely an awesome experience just from the couch. I totally agree with you on that. Bo Lever, good morning. He goes, that INT believe I woke the neighbors screaming. I would definitely say that too. Unknown texter 1973, I think it's Nick. He goes, happy to get out of there with a win. Yeah. There was 4 Schwarber bombs last night.
Schwarber.
Schwarber bombs last night.
Yeah.
Nick, appreciate you. Nick, even from watching from the couch, they were kind of showing the noise decimals.
Yeah.
From the the wraparound ticker from the stadium there.
I was going to say that's all. I mean, I knew that Arrowhead, and I've been to NFL games at Arrowhead, obviously, but they really lean into the fact that they have had the loudest, crowd noise in terms of decibel readings in history. It's like 142.2 decibels and I mean, that thing is painted all over that place, all over the ribbon boards. And I get it, right? Like that's the thing that you want to hang your hat on as a stadium. It was cool. I mean, the Nebraska fans showed out. They stood behind the team. It did not look pretty. We're going to dive into the details of it. It did not look pretty for 90% of the game. And I think that there was a lot of things that we were excited to see that maybe we didn't feel great about after we saw them play out. But then there were some bright spots. And I thought some of the guys, especially defensively, responded well. And there's a couple of guys offensively that I think are going to have big years for Nebraska. And ultimately, when we talk about it here in a couple of minutes, the most important thing, we're going to say it until we're blue in the face, and we can never say it enough. Nebraska's 1-0.
Absolutely.
Jake put out this statistic on the pregame show yesterday when him and I were on the air that Nebraska since 2003, before last night, was 0-6 in week 1 games against other power conference opponents. They were 0-6 against other power conference opponents since 2003 in the first game of the season. They were able to win it. Now you go back to last year, and Nebraska's won 2 consecutive games by just 1 score.
Absolutely.
So there you have it.
You see some progress there. Isaac Kachera says, no, it didn't look super clean. We are 1-0. We are fine. Enjoy it. Now we can we visit our concerns after game 4 if need be. Go Big Red, fellas. Isaac and Lincoln.
Amen.
Isaac, appreciate you, man. Derek in the car. Lots to clean up, but a win is a win. Great show. Appreciate you, brother. Offense didn't show much, but moved the ball in an old school way. We're going to talk about that too. Yeah, we're definitely going to appreciate that, Derek. We'll discuss that as well. Folks, we're pretty much this is all Nebraska football as we come back. We got a quick history segment coming up, but then we're going to dive in between the numbers, strengths, weaknesses, grades, what you saw, what you liked, and also going forward, because that's the thing right now. Nebraska obviously plays Saturday, a week from tomorrow. There's some injuries obviously we want to check into as well. And one that looked like it could be like a year-ending injury was not one, which we're glad about that. So we'll discuss all that, a lot to unpack of Nebraska's 2017 win over the Cincinnati Bearcats last night at Arrowhead. We'll be back. It's The Drive, 97 Ticket.
Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstorats.com for amazing offers. And if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Call Bats to Rats today at 402-781-8691. That's 402-781-8691. Bats to Rats.
If the power is out, keep your fridge and freezer closed. Perishable food lasts 4 hours in the fridge, and frozen food lasts up to 2 days if it stays below 40 degrees. See more tips at les.com/safety.
Select Plumbing and Utility has been serving Lincoln and the surrounding area for 14 years, and they're not slowing down. Select Plumbing and Utility handles all your plumbing needs, from faucets and water heaters to full renovations, and they can even help with your heating and cooling needs. They're also Lincoln's underground experts, repairing and replacing broken underground water and sewer lines since day one. Contact Select Plumbing and Utility today at 402-560-6197, assuring excellence in every situation, opportunity, and challenge. That's 402-560-6197.
Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits is your place in North Lincoln to go for all your needs in wine, spirits, and beer. They also have a large variety of cigars in their walk-in humidor, and they have a top-notch walk-in temperature-controlled high-end wine room. Plus, you can enjoy free samples from their tasting bar. There's only one place to go for all your needs for spirits and cigars. That's Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln.
I can't believe I just scratched that car. Find my insurance card.
Dude, what do you have in this glove box? Ew, are these socks dirty?
Oh, forget about the socks. I need my insurance card.
Just pull it up on the State Farm mobile app.
But I can do that? Oh, hey, I can do that.
Yep, it's called service.
I can file a claim on here too?
Yeah, it's called service.
Whoa, I can call my agent too?
It's called service.
Call your local State Farm agent, Vinny Kreekak, today at 402-474-1173.
Love Nebraska? Love Omaha is now Love Nebraska. This is more than just a new name. It's a tribute to what Nebraska represents in the world of volleyball. It's still the same team with the same mission, led by players you know and love. Now backed by a new ownership group led by Jordan Larson. As Love Nebraska, they're entering an exciting new chapter, pushing for a championship title in 2026 and building new opportunities for the next generation of players across the state. They want you with them. Let's show the world how Nebraska plays volleyball. Join the movement at lovneb.com and sign up to become a Love Nebraska insider today. Ready to score big with your projects? Look no further than Edward Stone, the MVP of natural stone for over 2 decades. Edward Stone is cranking out over 30,000 square feet every week and offers a winning lineup of over 70 quality natural veneer stone selections. Their unbeatable variety and experienced team will ensure your project is a success, whether it's a home renovation or a commercial build. And hey, they're not just about stone. They've got an all-star lineup of fireplaces, cast stone, brick, and much more. Swing by one of their locations in Lincoln or Omaha today and experience the Edward Stone difference, your reliable choice for over 20 years.
Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills Global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Infrastructure, a veteran-owned local company proudly serving Lincoln, Lancaster County, and the surrounding areas. Bauer provides quality work at an affordable price, and they're growing rapidly. If you want to experience a career with a fast-paced, family-friendly environment, visit BauerInfrastructure.com. They have top-of-the-line benefits, year-round work, even through the winter. Bauer, usher in the new era of infrastructure to an area near you. And as always, go Big Red!
Hi, it's Charlie Stone and Andy Goodyear of Honda of Lincoln with more exciting news for area car buyers.
Charlie, it's just announced that Honda of Lincoln has won 3 of the Lincoln Journal-Star's Lincoln Choice Awards. Best New Car Dealer, Best Auto Repair, and Best Place to Get Your Oil Changed.
Wow, that's great, Andy. Anything else?
Yes, we were runner-up for Best Pre-Owned Dealer and Best Tire Dealer. A lot of people don't understand that we do sell tires here.
Very exciting, Andy. Why do you think your dealership is winning so many awards?
Charlie, we simply say it's the Honda of Lincoln way of doing business.
Looks like Honda of Lincoln is the great news headquarters for Lincoln.
Yes, and even all of Nebraska, we are also announcing that Honda of Lincoln's the only dealer in the state of Nebraska to win the prestigious Honda President's Award for 2024.
Honda of Lincoln, Nebraska's #1 volume Honda dealer, 27th and Yankee Hill Road, or online at hondaoflincoln.com.
Hey there, this is Paul Scheel, owner of High Electric. I want to thank our friends and loyal customers and introduce High Electric to those looking for a new electrician. We've been serving the Lincoln and Omaha area for over 30 years, from design to install, upgrades, and repair. If you are a homeowner or a small business needing some electrical work, call us at 402-466-6606 or check us out at hyelectric.com. We look forward to hearing from you.
Now back to The Drive with Aaron Davis and Nick Sainer, sponsored by Doors Plus on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, folks, we are back. quick history segment before we dive into some more football. Again, Nebraska takes care of business last night. And the score 20-17. They hold off the Bearcats. As you know, with the last 34 seconds left in the game, Hartsock interception in the end zone, which is a big INT they had right there, which we'll discuss that a lot more in depth when we come back. Again, let us know your experience. Let us know what your opinion was on last night's game. Culligan J, I see yours, Big Haas. Bill and Ben, I see yours, Derek. We'll get all to those when we come back.
Yeah, Culligan J has a really good point, and actually one that I agree with. I think it's important to note Nebraska won, and you can be happy about it, but also I will preface what I say by saying that it's not encouraging. Let me say this. It's not as encouraging as I would have liked it to be.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we're going to have a pretty real conversation that may ruffle feathers in terms of people that are saying, hey, you got to be positive. Nebraska won. Oh yeah. Because Nebraska's lost those games in the past. But it's also our job, AD, to be 100% honest and realistic in kind of assessing what we saw last night.
I quite honestly, I know those guys aren't satisfied with what happened last night. More importantly, they can't be satisfied. I mean, they're satisfied with the win anytime you get a win, but knowing they're going to have to step it up a number of notches, especially when we hit conference play with Michigan coming in a month. Short in a month, actually. In history, we got, it's fitting, Kauffman Stadium. George Brett, 1982, on this day, gets his 1500th hit right there at the Kauffman Stadium. Kauffman Stadium's been there forever, man.
Yeah, a much-needed renovation in the 2010s. Much-needed renovation in the 2010s. But now, they might just tear it. They might tear it. I mean, they're going to tear it down eventually because they want the downtown ballpark. I don't know, talking to local media members, because they had some Kansas City TV stations there and stuff, I'm not sure they won't try to move both stadiums to Kansas at some point where there's just more buzz.
Yeah, and there's a lot more, and there's a lot more to do around those areas where they would move it for. They would actually build similar to like what they did the stadium in San Francisco.
Yeah,
what they've done in Minnesota as far as that goes. Minneapolis. I mean, a lot of other ballparks you see that are in very nice districts where there's restaurants, there's bars, eateries, etc.
I'm wondering do we see them try to put the dome on it? Like, do we see an indoor stadium where there's a retractable roof? Like you said, Minnesota is a great example. I mean, the home field advantage in those temperatures are crazy, but also, and you never have to worry about Chiefs fans showing up, but you just wonder, sometimes people like domes and I like temperature controlled areas. So
it's going to be interesting to see how they do that in the Hunt family, who they agree. Like I said, there's a lot of things I think going on legislative wise, city council and tax-wise and all the rest of that. One more thing in history, this shows you how quickly things change. And on this day in 2018, star quarterback Aaron Rodgers signs an NFL record contract at the time, extension with the Green Bay Packers, 4 years worth of $134 million, rising to a possible $180 million. He had $103 million that was guaranteed in that contract, man. Aaron Rodgers is not broke.
Nope. He can afford to go to a little retreat and get away every now and then.
Sit in the dark.
Yeah, sit in the dark.
And do who knows what, but he can do it.
Save his money. He's a penny pincher.
Yeah. So he can do what he wants money-wise because he's doing just fine financially as far as that goes. Nick, what you got in history, my man?
Here's the deal. The deal we saw last night is history. Yeah. I mean, that is absurd. The Jerry Jones situation with Micah Parsons, that is history in its own self. I mean, the man, here's the thing. So funny story about Micah Parsons. And I'm not saying this as a flex. I'm more so saying this because I find it fascinating. So I have Micah Parsons on Snapchat.
Really?
So back when he was a recruit, we had connected because we were not similar age. He's a couple years older, but we had connected. And I don't talk to him. I obviously never talked to him in my life ever since. But here's the deal. He posted on his Snapchat last night, like a story that he was like, "Hey man, can't be happier to get out of here." He was packing up his house and posted it on a Snapchat story last night. It was funnier than crap because I pull up this, it's like Micah Parsons. So you click on the story, the Snapchat thing, and it's like, he's got a video. They're jamming music. All of his buddies are around. They're packing up his house. He's like, on to Green Bay. Here we go. I mean, 180 million just like that.
Just like that.
And I'd be pretty happy, too, to get out
And
of there.
the thing about it is, now, granted, when you make that type of money where you live, I mean, it kind of becomes, I'm not saying inconsequential, but financially, you're not worried about that.
Yeah.
But the reality is,
the living he's going to be able to get in Green Bay is going to be a lot cheaper what he's paying in Dallas, where he was living there, as far as that goes. And and here's reality. And I've heard this from a number of guys who played in Green Bay. There's not as much to do in Green Bay, so you're pretty much just thinking about football for the most part. Those guys, they go to Milwaukee, they'll get car service or something like that, make that jaunt there. But it's a new leaf. And I tell you what, the odds went down to 14-1 for Green Bay. I think it was 21, something to 21-1. Now it's down. They wrote their chances of advancing.
Yeah.
Just by adding him onto their roster. So it's going to be interesting, man.
Yeah, I'll have to show you. So yeah, okay. Let me pull up the quote. I can show the video stream here. Here's the little video. And it goes, "Can't lie, we did it, y'all.
We did it, y'all."
That's what his caption was on his little Snapchat there. So it was funny just because in that own right. But it's just funny because I mean, those dudes, I can't imagine what these last couple of weeks, months have been like for both sides, right? Like I'm sure to some extent it's a heck of a relief for Jerry Jones and the Cowboys too. Like just move on. Like all right, as bad as it sounds, we cleaned our hands, we washed them, we dried them, and now we're on to the next thing.
Speaking of history, this is not history. Obviously the game last night was history, and we're going to dive more into Micah Parsons as well. But I think what something's going to be interesting is to see how Cincinnati ends up. We all obviously from the first game last year, we seen what Northwestern, they didn't win another game after our debacle in Dublin last year, but they got Bowling Green coming up. They have Northwestern State, but then they play Kansas, Iowa State, UCF, Oklahoma State, Baylor, Utah, Arizona, BYU, and TCU. So you'll see a lot of, obviously that game's in the past, but I think you'll have a better engagement of this Cincinnati team as well. So we'll dive into more on that. When we come back, folks, it is all Husker football. Get your take as well. It's The Drive, 93.7 Ticket.
Anderson Ford in Lincoln has 2 convenient locations, which means 2 times the customer service, 2 times the inventory, and 2 times the ability to get you in the car of your dreams. Whether you visit us on the north side or the south side, you'll find more selection and a team that's always on your side. When you're looking for a better way to buy your next Ford, visit Anderson Ford in Lincoln, where exceptional service meets unbeatable selection.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Hi, it's Charlie Stone and Andy Goodyear of Honda of Lincoln with more exciting news for area car buyers.
Charlie, it's just announced that Honda of Lincoln has won 3 of the Lincoln Journal-Star's Lincoln Choice Awards. Best new car dealer, best auto repair, and best place to get your oil changed.
Wow, that's great, Andy. Anything else?
Yes, we were runner-up for best pre-owned dealer and best tire dealer. A lot of people don't understand that we do sell tires here.
Very exciting, Andy. Why do you think your dealership is winning so many awards?
Charlie, we simply say it's the Honda of Lincoln way of doing business.
Looks like Honda of Lincoln is the great news headquarters for Lincoln.
Yes, and even all of Nebraska, we are also announcing that Honda of Lincoln's the only dealer in the state of Nebraska to win the prestigious Honda President's Award for 2024.
Honda of Lincoln, Nebraska's #1 volume Honda dealer, 27th and Yankee Hill Road, or online at hondaoflincoln.com.
Breaking here at the news desk. When you stack Allo Internet, DirecTV, and mobile, you can lock in your price for 2 years. Sources are confirming that when you stack Allo Internet, DirecTV, and mobile, your monthly price drops and you're locked in for 2 years. That's fiber fast internet, premium streaming TV, and reliable nationwide mobile coverage. And this just in, you must switch by Labor Day to secure that locked-in pricing for 2 years. Switch, stack, and save at allofiber.com/stack.
Saturday. Eagle Raceway is open for a full season of dirt track racing action every Saturday night. Don't miss the epic battles on the high banks of Eagle Raceway each Saturday between the Nebraska Septic Sprint Cars, Nebraska Lottery Modifieds, Avid Realty Sport Mods, Valentino's Hobby Stocks, and A1 Iron Stock Cars. Let's go racing. Eagle Raceway, just 10 miles east of Lincoln on O Street. Check out the full schedule at eagleraceway.com.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC. This month kicks off Koppel's
50th anniversary sale. We're celebrating 50 years by offering an additional $500 discount to the next 100 customers that buy a new vehicle. This is in addition to the huge savings already in place. You can take an extra $500 off our discounted price, or we can cut you a check on the spot. Celebrate with savings and see why customers have trusted Koppel since 1975. It's our way of saying thank you for all these years.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills Global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Hey there, this is Paul Scheel, owner of High Electric. I want to thank our friends and loyal customers and introduce High Electric to those looking for a new electrician. We've been serving the Lincoln and Omaha area for over 30 years, from design to install, upgrades, and repair. If you are a homeowner or a small business needing some electrical work, call us at 402-466-6606 or check us out at hyelectric.com. We look forward to hearing from you.
Since 1983, Fast Mike's Rollouts has been a trusted and reliable company in Lincoln and the surrounding areas. Fast Mike's handles all sides of construction projects, home renovations, or big cleanouts. With the perfect size dumpster to fit your needs, Fast Mike's Rollouts will haul it all. With same-day delivery in Lincoln, affordable rates, and top-notch service, Fast Mike's Rollouts make cleanup quick and easy. Call now at 402-450-6828 or visit us online at fastmikesrollout.com. Book your dumpster today. Fast Mike's Rollouts, cleanup made simple.
Empire Netting and Fence delivers top-quality netting and fence solutions. From major sports venues to backyard installs and everything in between, coast to coast. We take on tough jobs with grit, integrity, and a strong commitment to safety. Empire is growing, and we're hiring motivated people ready to grow with us. We build each other up, and we're building something big. Think you've got what it takes? Apply now at empire-fence.com. That's empire-fence.com.
Welcome to The Drive with Aaron Davis and Nick Sainert. Former football national champion, speaker, and author Aaron Davis.
Pain is a teacher if you use it. And the lessons in the carnage of pain sometimes are elusive. They hide, they're stealth. The work is finding the lessons through the pain. There's always a message in the mess. Depends on if we want to get dirty and look for it.
Nick Sainert. Driving left side is Boyer, picks up his dribble, looking for some help, decides to go up strong with it, and the layup will rattle home. Jack Riley picks the pocket of B.J. Bradford up the floor to Jack Hostrider. Watch out! Mafisi in the lane, kicks it out. 3-ball, Townsley, right wing, it's good!
Sponsored by Doors Plus on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, folks, we are back. 20-17, Nebraska gets the victory at Arrowhead Stadium last night. Scony sir. My 7 and 10-year-old kids fell asleep on my lap in the second half. First of all, that's priceless, my man. I've never silent screamed harder than I did last night when Hartsock made that pick. A lot to clean up, but it's far better to have those learning experience in a close win than a crushing loss. GBR, go, Pack, go. Scony Scurry, you're exactly right. I agree with you on that. Joe B, go, Pack, go as well. Nick, the score was 2017. We'll get to more of these texts as well. Sometime the Nick, overall, before I get into the numbers, your overall assessment of the game last night.
Well, I think, okay, we'll start it with the whole preface of Nebraska won. And that's a step in the right direction there. Nebraska got the job done. I think that there's a lot to clean up. I guess let me ask you this, AD. Which side of the ball do we want to start with? What side of the ball? I think maybe defense is a good spot to start. It's kind of what we expected, I think. We had both. I don't want to say me. We had both had concerns about Nebraska's front seven going into the game and going into the season. There was just a lot of potential combinations they can put together, and we didn't really know how it would play out. Nebraska got to the quarterback okay. Like, there were a couple of flashes. Williams Nwaneri had a nice pressure off the edge. There were a couple of times Keona Davis got into the backfield as well. But other than that, I mean, Nebraska really struggled to contain Brendan Sorsby.
Oh, man, 96 yards.
Yeah, really struggled to contain Brendan Sorsby. In terms of big picture, game outlook, game recap, my honest thought is Nebraska was fortunate, and this is the way the game plays out. This is part of it. Nebraska was fortunate that Cincinnati had to throw the ball towards the end.
Mm-hmm.
They were fortunate that Cincinnati burned all 3 of their timeouts when Nebraska was on offense, because if Cincinnati had a couple of timeouts remaining in that last drive, I would have actually felt worse about it, because they would have been able to run the ball, and that was the one thing all game long, whether it was through the quarterback run game or even the traditional run game. Nebraska wasn't able to stop them.
You know, we're talking defense first.
Yeah.
You know, defensively, that concern of ours was seen last night at times with the young defensive line. Curious on the condition of Keona Davis.
Sure.
Injury report there. Also, we have one, of course, with Bonner, was hurt yesterday. I was shocked that Ja'Cory Barney did not. I mean, the way that hit took, if you remember that, folks, he was bit backwards, and as he was bending, he was hit again. I'm thinking, oh gosh, that hurt just looking at it.
And look, so here's the thing. People might get mad also about the following player. A couple plays later, Henry Letofsky got called for an unsportsmanlike conduct. It was I don't know what they showed on TV. In full transparency, I wasn't watching on TV. But it was the guys. So once Ja'Cory got, laid out, the Huskers offensive line kind of ran over to get him up. And since there was a little bit of pushing and shoving right off the bat there between the guys that hit Ja'Cory and Nebraska's offensive line. And so I have a feeling that the unsportsmanlike conduct penalty, or the unnecessary roughness, I can't remember the official call, that was called against Henry Letofsky the next play. A big reason for that was because he was still kind of getting into it defending Ja'Cory Barney the next play. And so just some extracurricular stuff there. So I think that's one that you can somewhat live with. But yeah, you're right. Ja'Cory came out, and then it was really good to see him back out there for the next possession.
You know, for me, reading between some of these numbers, first downs, Nebraska at 23, Cincy at 16, rushing yardage. We ended up with 110. Bearcats with 202. 96 of those, of course, were from Sorby on the scrambles. Passing yardage, we were 243 yards. Dylan was 33 for 42. Bearcats were 69 total yards. Total offense, we had 353. The Bearcats were 271. Kick return yards, obviously didn't punt that many times, but 2 for 33. Punt returns, 2 for 3. Fumbles lost. Turnovers. We had the one pick, obviously, and then the one fumble that was huge at that point, because it was a drive-killing one for them. So I'm going to start. First of all, punts, 4 for 147 yards.
Yeah.
Archie is gifted.
My whole thing, AD, this is what we talked about. It doesn't need to be the reason you win games, but it needs to be the reason you don't. It doesn't need to be the reason you lose them.
Exactly.
Archie, okay, so bear with me when I say this. Archie was really, really good. He wasn't spectacular, but he was really, really good. And Nebraska just needs him to just be really, really good.
Like you said a few weeks ago, though, don't lose because of
that. Like last night was perfect. And I say, okay, so he was spectacular last night because 4 of his punts inside the 20, 2 of them inside the 10-yard line. Like that is, if Nebraska can get that consistently and reverse field, yes, that's spectacular, right? And when you bring into account it's his first college football game and things like that, yeah, it was spectacular. So maybe I need to step back and reverse that.
Well, Nick, here's a number that jumps out to me from the offensive side. You held the ball. You had the ball for 39 minutes and 30 seconds.
2/3 of the game, essentially.
And to get 20 points, but you held the ball for 2/3 of the game. That part is a little it's disappointing. It's not a little bit disappointing. It's disappointing.
Sure.
So we're, like I said, the thing about Nick and I would say probably all of us on the station, but I could say for me, Nick, we're going to be very, very objective because the numbers don't lie. When you have the ball for 39 minutes and 30 seconds, you would hope you'd have more than 20 points. Again, eventually you win the game, so that's the most important thing. But you've got to cash in more when you hold the ball for that much longer than your opponent does, because you had the ball almost basically double the time that your opponent had the ball.
Well, you're absolutely right. And I think there was an area, and I tweeted this out last night during the game. It was actually after Nebraska went up. Oh, what would have been? It would have been 20-10. They would have went up. And Nebraska at one point had, it was like a 7.5 minute possession in the third quarter. And so Nebraska's defense got quite the breather. Nebraska's offense did a really nice job of managing. It was after the touchdown to Dane Key when they went for it on 4th and goal, which I loved that call, by the way. You felt good about your defense. You felt okay about your defense up until that point. And if you would have failed on 4th down, they would have had the ball inside the 5-yard line. So it would have been okay. But I think that when Nebraska went up 20-10, it was after a possession that they went over 7 minutes on the field. And because of the stupid media timeouts, it was, 25 minutes of real time, it felt like.
Right.
There was quite the breather for Nebraska's defense,
which we hadn't seen in a long time.
And I was really disappointed, though, with the way that Nebraska's defense responded, because Cincinnati went down in like 4 or 5 or 6 plays, and Nebraska's front four looked absolutely gassed. And I sat there and I thought to myself, why are they incredibly gassed right now and struggling to contain Sorsby or struggling to tackle and missing assignments and blowing coverage? Like, what was the deal? And so that kind of just once again reiterated the concerns for, I think, the defensive front.
You figure their scoring drives, ours, first 4:47, it took them 4:47 Cincinnati to get the field goal. Second quarter, 14:56 in the game. We ended up tying up at 3-3. Second quarter, 5:36. Nebraska, of course, goes have another field goal. 11 seconds left. Nebraska scores that touchdown. I'm sorry, Kunanen kicks there, and Isaiah Hunter on the touchdown there. Third quarter, 6:53, Cincinnati comes down. Sorby, that's the one you were talking about, Nick. Get within 13-10. And then again, Nick, at 10:36 in the fourth, Key gets a 3-yard pass from Marella. I'm going to say this real quick about the pass that Isaiah had in the end zone.
The catch, yeah.
And I was telling Jay Foreman this morning. Appreciate a ball. First of all, Dylan threw a great ball. Okay, great ball. Only his guy could get it. But for Isaiah to hold on to the ball in the situation that he was in, goes up for it, keeps his balance, keeps his foot in, and still holds control of the ball. That was something that Coach Brown would always tell us: have strong hands. Soft when you have to be soft, but strong when they got to be strong, dude. Because there was a lot of exactly. It's some tips, man.
The fingertips.
The fingertips, and there was a lot of opportunities for him to drop that ball, and that was a monumental catch that he had right there. Was huge. And I'm gonna tell you something. That was a huge play for Nebraska at that point. And then when you go into the fourth quarter, at 7:15, Sorby, of course, the 1-yard TD rush to make it 20-17, scared us again. I personally thought on Satterfield's side, for Cincinnati, their OC got away from what paid them earlier in the game. I think he got greedy, and I'm glad he did.
Ooh, it's interesting that you say that, because I actually thought that they did a very nice job, Cincinnati.
On that last drive, I'm talking. I thought he got greedy.
Well, I think you had to, because there was no way to stop the clock. You didn't have a way to stop the clock.
There was no way, but he threw it. What I'm saying is he threw it in a place to where he made it available for both guys. If you're going to throw that ball, throw it to the corner of the end zone.
Yeah, to use the boundary.
Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely. I would absolutely agree about that. But that's also not on the coach. That's not Sorsby.
Exactly.
And so I think that I think Cincinnati, I will give them a little bit of credit, because they handled the moment really well.
Oh, and they hit us, and they came back and punched right away.
They handled the moment really, really well. And there's a lot of negativity on social media I was looking, because obviously on my timeline for Twitter and stuff, you have Cincinnati reaction and Cincinnati sports media folks that were up in the press box talking and stuff. And there was a lot of reaction about how, man, this is another bad loss for Scott Satterfield. A lot of people are pissed at the Cincinnati AD, just because essentially he gave away a home game. Like, yeah, Cincinnati gets the bulk of the revenue from last night's matchup, which Husker fans helped out Cincinnati in their revenue sharing quite a bit. But which, by the way, Jake Sorensen told me that he paid $29 for a chicken strip basket.
$29?
Yeah, he said it was $18 for a 24-ounce beer and $29 for a chicken strip.
How many strips did he get?
3 big ones, he said, and fries.
Man, them jokers better look like prime ribs for that much, man.
Yeah. I had 5 chicken strips up at halftime in the press box. But anyway, so I say all that to say this: I think that we do need to give Cincinnati a little bit of credit because they handled the moment really well. How many times, Husker fans, have we seen it to where Nebraska's gone into a daunting environment and completely folded? And so I thought Cincinnati handled the moment, handled the crowd incredibly well. But credit where credit's due. Nebraska ended up winning the game.
Let me ask you this. Butler, they showed flashes. They forced some turnovers. They forced some punts, displayed some athleticism. But up front, we can't ignore that, Nick. We'd be remiss to ignore. We didn't sack him one time.
Yeah.
There was not one sack that, and he killed us at times. He was the second leading rusher in the game besides Emmett Johnson.
I was disappointed. I mean, I'll be honest. I was a little frustrated and annoyed because at all offseason we had heard, and this is why we said it was a big game for John Butler going into the last night, was because one of the things we've heard from the staff as a whole and defensive side is that his willingness to adjust and change things on the fly. And the inability for Nebraska to go out, whether put a spy on Sorsby, whatever
Which they
it might
did
have
at
been.
times.
There were a few times, but then towards the end of the game, when Sorsby really started to rely on his legs, I understand maybe at the start of the game, if you're not able to contain him because he's got fresh legs and the offensive line is fresh and getting good push up front, I might be able to give us a little bit of slack. But towards the end of the game, it was pretty obvious that if Cincinnati was going to want to win the game, they were going to have to use the quarterback run game as a pretty popular element of their offense. And Nebraska, when the writing was on the wall of what Cincinnati was going to have to do, they were still unable to contain him. I'm not saying you need to shut him down and sack him 3 times and be able to get to the quarterback. I think that shows where expectations are, but don't allow a 35-yard rush. Don't allow a 26-yard gain on 3rd and 9. Don't allow a 12-yard gain on 3rd and 9. It's those types of plays that, man, that penalty, sure, I'm fine with that penalty because there was some physicality there in the secondary. Hartzog was getting picked on that last drive especially. But ultimately, it's not the penalty that would have lost you the game if Cincinnati scored the touchdown. It's the inability to adjust on the fly through the short scope of a couple of drives defensively.
Nick, it was hard for me to swallow the fact that we were up 20-10 and we didn't put the dagger in.
Yeah.
We did not put the dagger
There were multiple times where Nebraska could have put the dagger right out of halftime, right? Like Nebraska got
the middle 8.
Nebraska was very fortunate and because of an incredible play by Vincent Shavers. Don't get us wrong here. Like, credit where credit's due. Vincent Shavers made a really nice play. I can't believe they even thought for a moment to call that incomplete on the field. I mean, that is just absurd.
I about lost it.
I saw from about 750 feet up in the air that man had taken 2 football steps and touched
a football
the football
move.
Right?
I didn't know what the debate was even about.
Yeah. Well, I was joking with people in the press box with Jake as well. I was like, man, the fact that the review took so long, they all probably looked at it underneath and said, okay, we gotta make it look like we're actually looking at something here. Got to make sure we get the spot right because this could be a quick review, but
it was atrocious.
Actually, we have to extend it to a 3.5-minute media timeout every time that guy. It's ridiculous, but so no, I think Vincent Shavers made a great play on the ball and ended up getting a fumble. Nebraska scores at the end of the second quarter. Had a great opportunity. You got a free possession essentially, and you weren't able to punch it in.
Man.
And so that's areas where I think Nebraska needs to get a little bit better. But ultimately, it all worked out in the end.
Next question for you, Nick, to throw out there. Raiola threw for 243 yards, 2 touchdowns, no INTs, which was when you brought that up months ago. You got to change the 13-11 stat, 13 touchdowns compared to the Natties, to the INTs. Completed 33 passes, completes passes, 4th most in school history. I protected the ball. There are times he looked mature, and there are other times to where the times that I appreciated the most about him, and I was telling Jay this morning, I was glad to see him throw the ball away at times and not trying to force it.
Yeah.
Your overall assessment of Dylan yesterday?
He was serviceable. Like, and I a lot of times there's a negative connotation assigned to serviceable quarterbacks. But ultimately, I thought that there were times where he delivered the mail when he needed to. The Isaiah Hunter catch was really, really nice. I think we've learned a lot about Nebraska's offense and kind of who they're going to go to. Ja'Cory Barney can be that spark plug that we know about, right? Where it's okay, get it to him under, in space and let him go to work. I feel like Dane Key is going to kind of be your trusty third down option.
He is. I mean, he's a baller.
Trusty. And then Isaiah Hunter might be Dylan's favorite target overall in the grand scheme of it, whatever down and distance you have. I think that there's a role for each of those guys. Luke Lindenmeyer had a nice day.
Yes, he did.
I think we saw last night where it paid off Nebraska investing in the skill positions. What I really noticed the last night, and maybe to a point of too much, and it'd be good to ask, quarterback gurus this, is there such a thing as checking it down too often? I thought that there were maybe some times where Dylan was too quick to resort to checking it down to Emmett Johnson. Emmett Johnson had his fair share of catches last night. He had his fair share of action in the receiving game. Now, if that's something that maybe you can set up in the future of if Dylan checks it down to Emmett a few times, maybe you can break one over the top. Nebraska's offense wasn't super explosive last night, but we saw Dana Holgorsen try to get Dylan Raiola into a rhythm early, and that was something we haven't seen under previous offensive coordinators.
Luke Lindenmeyer finished tonight with 5 catches and 47 yards. Very tough 47 yards as well, including that 19-yarder that he had, and showed some physicality there. Nick, for the past number of years, there was kind of a running back by committee.
Sure.
And I think sometimes it's kind of like danged if you do, danged if you don't give a guy, because you hear some people say, why did Mekhi Nelson play more? Here's my thing. I had no problems with Emmett Johnson last night. 25 carries, a $108, ran hard, ran physical. Key thing is he didn't turn the ball over either.
Yeah.
I thought Emmett played well last. I'm not going to say great because nobody on offense I would say played great last night. But I thought he played rugged. He played hard. He got a lot of yards over contact.
Yep.
What's your assessment of Emmett? I loved how Emmett played last night, man. The kid played hard. He ran hard. And if you got a rhythm, don't take him out.
Yeah, I thought Emmett, this is what Nebraska fans have been clamoring for, is Nebraska's staff to trust a guy and stick with him for 4 quarters. I've been as much of a proponent for Mekhi Nelson as anybody this offseason. And I still am. I think that there's an avenue for Mekhi Nelson to really have his fair share of carries this season for the Huskers. Emmett, it was just a business-like 100+ yard day on the ground for him.
Very workmanlike. He brought his lunchbox with him, man.
There were times where he continued to extend plays. He just kept on driving the legs. I thought that's where we noticed maybe the most improvement from Emmett is just his overall strength. I thought that he could have had about 150, 160 yards.
Missed a few holes.
He missed a few holes. There was one early in the game where he kind of cut it back inside. If he could have cut it outside, Dane Key was on the perimeter ready to block a guy, and it could have been pay dirt for Emmett Johnson. But that's one that in film you'll go back and watch, and it'll be all good to go. But I think it was just kind of a workman's-like mentality for Emmett, and ultimately when it's all said and done, he gets a 100+ yard day. He was active in the receiving game, and he kind of was what Nebraska needed alongside Dylan Raiola last night. And once again, one of the big questions is why Nebraska didn't invest in the running back position. If this is the Emmett Johnson that you get week in and week out, maybe not to the volume, but to the certain output, I think Nebraska's going to be okay at the running back position.
And I don't think that he's going to be carrying the pill, toting the pill 25 times a game either. You're going to see Mekhi Nelson spell Emmett Johnson sometimes, but last night, sometimes you get in those rhythms. I go back to the K-State game when LP was cold outside. We had Matt Turman as a quarterback because Brooke was hurt, Tommy was hurt. And a lot of people know now, but at the time, LP's hand was fractured, and he totaled the rock 20+. Now, obviously, I'm not comparing LP to an Emmett Johnson. What I'm simply saying is, when you have a guy that's just kind of in a rhythm, you don't take him out.
No,
especially if he hasn't shown any signs of fatigue or anything like that. You keep feeding the horse.
I know we're about to get to break, and we'll talk special teams on the other side.
Oh, absolutely.
But I think one big thing about Nebraska last night is, Dana showed that his commitment to run the ball. I didn't think that the offense was super predictable, which is good. There was a couple of instances where Nebraska maybe got a little bit behind schedule and tried a couple of interesting things. There was also the drive, if I remember correctly, in the second quarter where you saw how excited Nebraska is about some of the younger guys.
Yeah.
Because sure, they utilized their transfers last night a lot, and that's what you go out and get them for. But there was a couple of instances, and there was one drive in particular where it was like consecutive plays. It was You ran it with Mekhi Nelson. You threw a ball to Cortez Mills. I mean, those are. Oh, and then Quinn Clark. It was like 3 consecutive plays that Nebraska in the second quarter went. It was run it with Mekhi Nelson. I think he and Mosey was also involved. So it was you ran it with Mekhi Nelson. You ran that jet sweep or jet toss with Isaiah Mosey, and then you threw a ball to Cortez Mills, and then you threw a ball to Quinn Clark. It was like 4 out of those 5 plays were guys that aren't starters, but also people that we have heard about all offseason that actually showed up on Saturday. They were there. Like they found their way on the field. And so that's also something of like, yeah, that there is reason to be excited about, like the staff says, about guys in that room, because Cortez Mills played. And I mean, those are guys that we've heard about, but just haven't been able to get on the field up until obviously last night.
I think one thing I'll say before we go to break too, just remember that this is the second youngest team in the Big Ten.
Sure.
I mean, you think about that defensive line, the oldest guy out there is Elijah Judy, who's the senior. And the rest of those guys are freshmen and sophomores or redshirt freshmen as far as that goes. So we'll talk more about defensive line and off school, the special teams.
Yeah, I think special teams,
kicker.
we have to talk about the guys at the left tackle position as well.
Oh, yeah.
There's some conversations to have there. I think special teams on the other side, though, is a good place to start.
Absolutely. Folks, we'll be back. More Nebraska football. 2017 win over the Bearcats last night. Of course, they will get healed up and rested. They take on Akron, their home opener next Saturday. We'll be back. It's The Drive.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills Global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Attention all Wings fans. Buffalo Wings and Rings has daily specials that will make you want to stop in on all days of the week. Kids eat free on Mondays, and on Tuesdays, enjoy 40% off boneless or traditional wings at a price that makes the whole family happy. And come back on Wednesdays for $1.39 chicken tenders all day long. Get to Wings and Rings today, 68th and O, or in Williamsburg Village.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Infrastructure, a veteran-owned local company proudly serving Lincoln, Lancaster County, and the surrounding areas. Bauer provides quality work at an affordable price, and they're growing rapidly. If you want to experience a career with a fast-paced, family-friendly environment, visit BauerInfrastructure.com. They have top-of-the-line benefits, year-round work, even through the winter. Bauer, usher in the new era of infrastructure to an area near you. And as always, go Big Red!
Load up on meat and more this fall at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. This week's specials through September 2nd are $1 off buns, 15% off cheese and crackers, 10-ounce grass-fed, grass-finished New York strips for $17.99 each, and steakhouse burger packs for $13.99. Plus, stop by for lunch on Fired Up Thursday at the Mercado East or Fired Up Friday at the Mercado North, with locations at 84th and Havelock, 30th and Yankee Hill, and now 85th and Old Cheney in Lincoln, or 168th and Maple in Omaha. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town.
Ready to score big with your projects? Look no further than Edward Stone, the MVP of natural stone for over 2 decades. Edward Stone is cranking out over 30,000 square feet every week and offers a winning lineup of over 70 quality natural veneer stone selections. Their unbeatable variety and experienced team will ensure your project is a success, whether it's a home renovation or a commercial build. And hey, they're not just about stone. They've got an all-star lineup of fireplaces, cast stone, brick, and much more. Swing by one of their locations in Lincoln or Omaha today and experience the Edward Stone difference, your reliable choice for over 20 years.
Breaking here at the news desk. When you stack Allo Internet, DirecTV, and mobile, you can lock in your price for 2 years. Sources are confirming that when you stack Allo Internet, DirecTV, and mobile, your monthly price drops and you're locked in for 2 years. That's fiber fast internet, premium streaming TV, and reliable nationwide mobile coverage. And this just in, you must switch by Labor Day to secure that locked-in pricing for 2 years. Switch, stack, and save at allofiber.com/stack.
Advanced Medical Imaging is hosting their 3rd annual Breast Cancer Awareness Walk on October 11th at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard. Hear inspiring stories from survivors, enjoy local food truck vendors, a live DJ, and other family-friendly activities as we unite to bring awareness about breast cancer. Check-in begins at 8:30 a.m. with the walk starting at 9. Register your team today for Advanced Medical Imaging's 3rd annual Breast Cancer Awareness Walk online at amimaging.com. Let's walk for those we've lost, for those still fighting, and for a future without breast cancer.
Hey there, this is Paul Scheel, owner of High Electric. I want to thank our friends and loyal customers and introduce High Electric to those looking for a new electrician. We've been serving the Lincoln and Omaha area for over 30 years, from design to install, upgrades, and repair. If you are a homeowner or a small business needing some electrical work, call us at 402-466-6606 or check us out at hyelectric.com. We look forward to hearing from you.
It's one of the best decisions we ever made, having Bryant install a new water softener. Now our glasses and dishes are crystal clean. We save by using less detergents and softeners, but our clothes and towels will look better and feel softer. For a quality softener system without the hassle of arm-twisting contracts, I suggest choosing Bryant. Call 467-1111 or visit BryantLincoln.com to schedule a free estimate. And soften up with Bryant. At Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing, we do whatever it takes.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
The Lincoln forecast for today, patchy fog this morning. Otherwise, we'll see partly sunny skies with light winds. An afternoon high around 82. Tonight, a slight chance of showers and storms. Otherwise, partly cloudy sky, low around 63. And tomorrow, showers and thunderstorms likely throughout the day. The high near 76. I'm meteorologist Kyle Fletcher for 93.7 The Ticket, ticketfm.com.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC. This month kicks off Koppel's 50th anniversary sale. We're celebrating 50 years by offering an additional $500 discount to the next 100 customers that buy a new vehicle. This is in addition to the huge savings already in place. You can take an extra $500 off our discounted price, or we can cut you a check on the spot. Celebrate with savings and see why customers have trusted Koppel since 1975. It's our way of saying thank you for all these years.
Now back to The Drive with Aaron Davis and Nick Sainer. Sponsored by Doors Plus on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, folks, we are back. Special teams were special last night, but in a good way last night, Nick, as far as I tell you what.
I think the better thing would be that special teams weren't special.
Well, they were special because I'm going to say they were special because they did things we haven't seen in a long time.
Sure, okay.
So it was a special occasion for special teams. They did what they were supposed to do. So really, you look back at the receipts of Nebraska special teams the past few years, it was special.
How about Ceresco Joe on the text line? Special teams were forgetful, and that's exactly what Nebraska needed.
Ceresco Joe, bingo.
Field goals were made, punts were accurate,
Bingo.
and they attempted to return punts. Great job, Mike Eckler. That's what Ceresco Joe says on the text line.
Ceresco Joe is spot on because when you think about this, when you do something you're supposed to do, but you haven't done it in so long, when you do it the right way, it's a good thing because that brings some normalcy back to a team that should be performing better, which they did last night. You know, the 52-yarder.
Yeah,
I mean,
hey,
was
right off the bat.
How did that look from up above?
Well, it's horrible because you're from the side, so you can't tell if it's left, right, down the middle. You don't know. You're just trying to watch the fans. I was more. Here's the honest truth. So the fans started freaking out about the 52-yarder as it was on its way, and it was probably going to be good from 60. It could have been good from 60. But then it was funny because on the shorter field goal kick that he kicked later in the game, there was less of a reaction from the fans. And so we did, we've seen Nebraska football. We didn't know if he pulled it left, if he pushed it right. We didn't know what happened.
Now we're getting all bougie. Like we just expect it to happen.
Yeah, right.
Guy makes a 52-yarder.
I sat there and told myself, I didn't say it out loud because, obviously not a cheering press box, but I sat there and told myself, okay, how Nebraska-esque would it be for Nebraska to make the 52-yarder and then missed the 26
Oh,
yard.
it would have been right on course.
It would have been right on par, and it would, or right on cue, and it would have been like, all right, you know what? Here we are again. It's Nebraska at least made one out of the two, and so no, I mean, give credit to Kyle Kananen. And then unfortunately, on the kickoff, I'm not sure what Nebraska. I'll be interested to talk eventually to Mike Eckler.
The setup.
Just to see, like, how does he decide when to do certain kickoffs, when to do other things like that, to where, John Hole ended up, kicking it out of bounds, and Kananen then took over kickoff responsibilities. I just wanted to kind of go inside the mind of Mike Eckler and just learn more about, how he decides and when he decides to do certain types of things.
I want to be remiss not to mention this. That was the 10th longest in school history too, that 52-yard field goal. So he did that at a great time to do it. Great stadium, obviously, to do it.
And
it gives you a lot of confidence.
I mean, you needed it. You were down 3 at the time.
Yeah. And it shows you, I think, for him alone, that's huge, knowing that he can do that in that environment as well. So that's definitely a good change from there. Nebraska, they are now 99, 32-5 in season openers. First power, like you mentioned, like Jake mentioned to you yesterday, first Power 4 opponent they've beaten in their opener since 2003. 7 straight non-conference wins, longest since mid-2000s. Okay, Nick, here's the reality. We know this was far from perfect. But winning close games has not been in Nebraska's strength in regards to football. They did some things last night which they changed that narrative. Now, again, there's a lot to be had still. A lot to be had. However, I'm also going to say this. I'd much rather talk about the deficiencies in a win than the massive amount of deficiencies in a loss. Because those things are just magnified big time when you lose a game like that. Again, that 2010 mark, we were there, not seeing them put away. Obviously, those are things they're going to have to do. But, Nick, I think we also got to go in this D-line, a very, very young defensive line. I mean, like I said, there was a few times they pressured Sorby. He's very elusive, very sneaky. But the reality is this, Nick, me and you both know Akron and Houston Christian are not going to have the line that we even saw last night as far as that goes. So you would hope you would see some jumps. I would also say this, but keep perspective. Those guys are not going to be as talented as what they saw last night. And quite honestly, I'm just going to say this. We don't know how good Cincinnati is going to be. Their schedule is going to show. Their schedule is going to show. But I'm going to say this, though. That defensive line is going to have to improve dramatically before conference play. That's the bottom line. And there's no reason for me to say, well, there's no. They are going to have to improve dramatically before they face Michigan at home and the rest of the Big Ten teams they're going to face, because they're going to be better than what they saw last night.
Let's go to the phone lines. We have a phone call, 402. Oh, no, we don't. I didn't call on back. I think it was Matthew and Hickman trying to get on the line. Go ahead and call on back Matthew and Hickman here. But once again, what I was going to say is we talked about it with Nebraska or with Emmett Johnson last segment, that essentially when it was just kind of a workman's-like mentality for Emmett Johnson. That's what these next 2 weeks need to be for Nebraska football. Just show up to the field, show up to the stadium, take care of business, and you move on with your day. And that's where you kind of have to go if you're Nebraska going into 2 opponents like Akron and Houston Christian. Akron loses 10-0 last night to Wyoming, by the way.
Yes. So it's like I said, our schedule is going to be interesting. Nick, let me ask you this too. Overall, what is the grade? And when we come back, we'll do obviously the 80 attitude adjustment, also some read a few more texts. What is your grade for the offense?
Ooh, I would sit around a B+. I felt like they did a good job of maintaining and sustaining drives. There's obviously the big one for me was you would have really liked to get 7 or a touchdown when you're at the 1 yard line. And unfortunately Elijah Pritchett jumps off jumps early, false start there, and Nebraska wasn't able to make it happen. I would give a B+ to the offense in all honesty, because I felt like they sustained drives, they established a run game, but then unfortunately they weren't able to always punch it in when they were kind of knocking on the door.
I'm going to go a B- with the offense in that, and I'm going to say B- in that we had some. I could not stand the offsides that Pritchett had on the goal line. That cost us. I know Lutovsky was sticking up for his buddy. He cannot do it. The defensive lineman for Cincinnati did a great Oscar acting job as well. But it was so obvious. It was like, he's going to get flagged for that.
Exactly.
In fact, I yelled it with me and both D and D. I was like, he's going to get caught for that. I seen it right away. Those are and both of those thwarted drives.
Sure. Yeah. 100%.
So that's why I give him the B- because you can't self-inflict wounds with a team that's as fragile as Nebraska still is. So I give him a B-.
Let's go to the Honda of Lincoln hotline, 402-464-5685. We're joined by Matthew and Hickman. Matthew, what's up, my friend?
Big swimming AD, baby. Cheated on this Friday. Let's go, fellas.
I love it.
It's been a while, right?
Yes,
I mean,
it
it's been
has.
a while since we could have this feeling, guys.
Yes.
Hey, real quick, man, I won't take much of your time here. There are a couple takeaways. Let's not forget that feeling that we used to feel every time the field goal unit would take the field. You guys remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Everybody hold their breath. Hold their breath, right? Let's all say a prayer real quick. Same with the punt team. Right? I think you guys mentioned it earlier in this segment, like being unforgettable or unnoticed is probably a good thing when it comes to special teams. But we had 2 punts pinned down within the 10-yard line.
You're
I mean,
right.
that's progress, baby. Progress, right? A couple takeaways here. I think Emmett Johnson runs angry. He runs angry. He runs with intent. When he plants his foot, he can change directions with intent. I think we can't rely on him as much as we did in game 1 the rest of the season because we have to have him healthy going into Michigan. But still, that was a big takeaway from watching the game from afar last night. He runs angry. He runs with a purpose. He runs to go to contact. His yards after contact, I don't know. I don't have the paper in front of me, but they have to be better than many, many years prior, right? Last thing, Hartzog. I know the kid's got a hard time the last couple seasons, but here's the deal. When he gets that offensive holding call, or it might have been a PI, but he comes back and totally redeems himself, and he's remembered as, hey, you're one of the reasons that we found a way to win instead of finding a way to lose. I mean, that's a game-changing kid, man. I think having 0 turnovers is a huge deal, and that I know it's just Cincinnati, but at the end of the day, we felt mornings a lot different on opening day against teams like Cincinnati in years prior. So, anyways, I love you, fellas. Big Swim, you keep keeping dudes in line, man. You do a great job. Appreciate you guys.
Thanks, man.
Appreciate you, brother.
I think Matthew's got a great point. And once again, 402-464-5685 as we go to break here. I mean, thoughts on that call? You're right. Archie Wilson was really fun. Like it was exciting to see him be able to kind of place not only kick with the right and the left foot like we've been hearing about, right? Because he kicked it down the other way down towards the south end zone with his left foot at one point. Just seeing that actually come to fruition and play out was pretty cool. But then also seeing him to kind of put it on inside the 10-yard line. There were 2 punts. Matthew mentioned it that were landed at the 9-yard line. One of those possessions actually resulted in Cincinnati's fumble, which allowed Nebraska to then change the course of the field and end up scoring right before halftime. Like those are the things that the trickle down effect, right? If Nebraska kicks it into the end zone and it's a touchback, the drive for Cincinnati might not play out the way it did. Nebraska might not force a fumble. Who knows what would have happened with Cincinnati if they would have went down and scored. It could have been a lot of a much different feeling going into the halftime locker room than what it was at 13-3 in favor of the Huskers.
Yep. A lot more to discuss in our last segment. We'll talk about the special teams and the defense as well, grade them out, and also a quick rundown of this weekend's games because there is a smorgasbord of games starting tomorrow and some big ones too. We'll be back, folks. It's The Drive, 93.7 The Ticket.
Saturday. Eagle Raceway is open for a full season of dirt track racing action every Saturday night. Don't miss the epic battles on the high banks of Eagle Raceway each Saturday between the Nebraska Septic Sprint Cars, Nebraska Lottery Modifieds, Avid Realty Sport Mods, Valentino's Hobby Stocks, and A1 Iron Stock Cars. Let's go racing. Eagle Raceway, just 10 miles east of Lincoln on O Street. Check out the full schedule at eagleraceway.com.
It's one of the best decisions we ever made, having Bryant install a new water softener. Now our glasses and dishes are crystal clean. We save by using less detergents and softeners, but our clothes and towels will look better and feel softer. For a quality softener system without the hassle of arm-twisting contracts, I suggest choosing Bryant. Call 467-1111 or visit BryantLincoln.com to schedule a free estimate. And soften up with Bryant. At Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing, we do whatever it takes.
Breaking here at the news desk. When you stack Allo Internet, DirecTV, and mobile, you can lock in your price for 2 years. Sources are confirming that when you stack Allo Internet, DirecTV, and mobile, your monthly price drops and you're locked in for 2 years. That's fiber fast internet, premium streaming TV, and reliable nationwide mobile coverage. And this just in, you must switch by Labor Day to secure that locked-in pricing for 2 years. Switch, stack, and save at allofiber.com/stack.
Attention all Wings fans. Buffalo Wings and Rings has daily specials that will make you want to stop in on all days of the week. Kids eat free on Mondays, and on Tuesdays, enjoy 40% off boneless or traditional wings at a price that makes the whole family happy. And come back on Wednesdays for $1.39 chicken tenders all day long. Get to Wings and Rings today, 68th and O, or in Williamsburg Village.
I can't believe I just scratched that car. Find my insurance card.
Dude, what do you have in this glove box? Ew, are these socks dirty?
Oh, forget about the socks. I need my insurance card.
Just pull it up on the State Farm mobile app.
But I can do that? Oh, hey, I can do that.
Yep, it's called service.
I can file a claim on here too?
Yeah, it's called service.
Whoa, I can call my agent too?
It's called service.
Call your local State Farm agent, Vinny Krikak, today at 402-474-1173.
The party is back on in Lincoln this fall, and there's no party like the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show. Join the whole ticket crew for 2.5 hours of pregame coverage before every home and away game this football season as they get you ready for the game. It's the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show at our downtown studio at 11th and O. Sponsored by Select Plumbing, Raising Cane's, Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits, Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, Currency, and the Kindler Hotel.
Load up on meat and more this fall at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. This week's specials through September 2nd are $1 off buns, 15% off cheese and crackers, 10-ounce grass-fed, grass-finished New York strips for $17.99 each, and steakhouse burger packs for $13.99. Plus, stop by for lunch on Fired Up Thursday at the Mercado East or Fired Up Friday at the Mercado North, with locations at 84th and Havelock, 30th and Yankee Hill, and now 85th and Old Cheney in Lincoln, or 168th and Maple in Omaha. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
The Lincoln forecast for today, patchy fog this morning. Otherwise, we'll see partly sunny skies with light wind. An afternoon high around 82. Tonight, a slight chance of showers and storms. Otherwise, partly cloudy skies, low around 63. And tomorrow, showers and thunderstorms likely throughout the day. The high near 76. I'm meteorologist Kyle Fletcher for 93.7 The Ticket, ticketfm.com.
Imagine starting your day with a computer glitch that leaves you feeling stuck, frustrated, and unable to get your work done. You have 1,000,001 things to get done today, and waiting for the tech issue to solve itself isn't one of them. It's time to let Hamilton handle the tech so you don't have to. We help businesses across the state spend more time on what they do best and less time frustrated with office technology. As the official business IT partner of the Huskers, we're focused on providing custom solutions that set you up for success now and in the future. Connect with us today at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Now back to The Drive with Aaron Davis and Nick Sainer. Sponsored by Doors Plus on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, folks, got our last segment here. Going to hop into right real fast. Your overall assessment of the defense, Nick. What's the grade for the defense?
I would say around a C+. Maybe B-. I thought Nebraska's secondary tackled pretty well in space. Deshaun Singleton had a really nice start to the game. He quickly, it was by middle, early second quarter. He had 6 tackles. He had a pass breakup as well. I thought Deshaun Singleton really was really a bright spot for Nebraska yesterday. And give credit to Malcolm Hartzog. He got picked on, and that's what's going to happen. We've seen it time and time again that Malcolm Hartzog is probably going to get picked on, especially against some taller physical wide receivers, just because he's maybe a little undersized, but He was able to kind of police and patrol that area and came over and made a nice read on the ball in the air and was able to seal the deal and seal the game. And so I thought that Nebraska's secondary was a bright spot yesterday. And so experienced. You have guys, Sierra Wright has played 37 games for Nebraska or for at secondary. Marquise Buford, 37 games. Deshaun Singleton has played 41. I mean, there is a lot of experience in that secondary with guys that have played over 35 games in their college career. You're not going to get that everywhere. And so Nebraska's pass defense and hopefully their ability to tackle in space is a strong part or a strong suit for them this year.
I'm going to get the defense. I'm going to go with a C.
Okay.
Only because of the 96 yards by Sorby. There are opportunities. And like you mentioned, they came off. They had sat on the bench a long time at periods and still allowed some gashing plays. I mean, 3rd and 9, 3rd and 12, long 3rd down conversions. They're going to have to fix that. And because the thing about it, like I said a couple of days ago, if you give a quarterback, me and Austin were talking.
Yeah.
If a quarterback has a lot of time to throw, that's going to be a problem for your secondary, regardless of who you got as veterans back there. That's going to cause problems. You can only cover for so long.
Well, you can only cover for so long, especially, hey, guess what? When, and Nebraska gets to dodge Ohio State this year, but in other games where they're facing, all Big Ten caliber wide receivers, you're asking a lot of those guys if they're on an island going one-on-one against a guy to be able to cover for 5-6 seconds.
Absolutely. The defensive line is definitely going to have to step up. But again, I'm going to say this. Again, that is a very young defensive line with the exception of Judy. Again, I think we'll find out more on the injury of Keona Davis, what that looks like, because that would be a major loss if he's gone for an extended period of time.
Speaking of injuries, I'd also, be on the lookout for a Janiron Bonner update at some point. The knee did not look good. Matt Rule talked about it post-game that the knee did not look good. So we'll see what happens with Janiron Bonner, which is, it was obvious last night that they like to have him kind of go in motion and move in the backfield and maybe toss it to him. Something like that, trying to be a little creative with somebody that's got the body type like Bonner. And unfortunately just got banged up. I think he took a pretty good shot to the knee.
Yeah, he definitely did. So thoughts and prayers go out to that young man for a speedy recovery, however long that may be or may not be. So hopefully it's maybe something, nothing torn, but you just never know. Like I said, that he was actually assisted on the sideline being carried. So hopefully that is not as serious as what it could be. So we'll find out what that is. Folks, 80 attitude adjustment for the day is I typed this on Twitter, something I like to say to myself quite a bit because, Nick, I had to practice it myself this morning when I was like, okay, D, you chose to stay up, obviously for a good cause, good reason because, Husker football. But I'm like, don't let that get away from the discipline of getting up. I can sleep, go to bed earlier tonight. And I thought about that. The quote that I say to myself all the time, motivation, because I was not motivated to get up this morning at 4:30. I actually slept in a little bit, depending on the time you get in. So I did not set the clock for 3:45. I set it for 4:30. In regards to what time you get up, that's neither here or there as long as you get up. But I said, you know what? I'm still going to be up by 4:30 and rolling.
You got up at the same time I got home.
Yeah.
My day was over.
And the thing about
your day was beginning.
You think about it. We both got about the same amount of sleep because you slept from 4:15, 4:30 to 8:30.
No, 8 o'clock. No, it was like 7:45.
So I definitely got about an hour and a half more sleep than you
that's
did.
fine. That's fine.
Yeah. So I definitely have more.
I'm
rest.
not worried about that. It was funny though because you're like, I set the alarm for 4:30, decided to sleep in. And I was like, that's bedtime.
Unknown texter 2526. The back is healing pretty good. I definitely overdid a little bit. I walked from the stadium to where Troy Bothy picked me up. So I got a little aggressive yesterday.
That's okay.
Probably should have picked me up sooner, but overall it's doing good. I appreciate you. But again, motivation's a visitor. Discipline's got to be the resident. Folks, you want to stick in close because I think AC is
that is right.
You got the Adam Kirker show coming up next. A full slate of shows, old school, Bach of the Black Shirt. We'll also be breaking down the game. Folks, we will talk to you on Monday. It's The Drive, 937.
Since 1983, Fast Mike's Roll-Offs have been a trusted and reliable company in Lincoln and the surrounding areas. Fast Mike's handles all sides of construction projects, home renovations, or big cleanouts. With the perfect size dumpster to fit your needs, Fast Mike's Roll-Offs will haul it all. With same-day delivery in Lincoln, affordable rates, and top-notch service, Fast Mike's Roll-Offs make cleanup quick and easy. Call now at 402-450-6828 or visit us online at fastmikesrolloffs.com. Book your dumpster today. Fast Mike's Roll-Offs, cleanup made simple.
Are you a skilled mechanic looking for your next opportunity? Nebco is hiring. They're looking for experienced mechanics to join our family-owned team. They offer competitive wages, great benefits, service trucks, OEM-level diagnostic